Okay, first of all, thank you so much for having me. Today, I haven't even shown you anything yet. Okay, today I'm going to present to you a game I've been working on for the last year, 1.5 years, depending on how you count. A little pet art project of mine called Clash of Melodies. It's a visual novel rhythm game, or at least that's what I call it. And I can already feel some of you guys' attention slip. Visual novel, rhythm game, kind of niche things, and narrative-driven games kind of have a bad reputation among gamers, but perhaps it's more interesting than you may think right now. So first of all, what is it? It has a visual novel part that is one part fully animated cutscenes, and the other part character sprites with text. Pretty standard visual novel style. And the rhythm gameplay, two kinds of gameplay styles. One really fairly straightforward part, that's a DDR-style arrow rhythm game, and the other one something a little more original and a little more complicated, but we'll get into that. Alright, why a game? Why, if you want to tell a story, you make a game and not just, a comic or a visual novel straight up, or make a pitch for a TV show or something like that? Why does it have to be playable? Well, I've noticed something about the modern condition, and that's that everyone is constantly bombarded with images. And as a result, it's actually fairly difficult to get people to pay attention to something, to really pay attention to something. Especially since marketers are constantly trying to vie for your attention. It's a valuable resource to them. So I'm thinking, once you actually buy into it and play the game, you have to quite literally vibe with the game in order to experience the story. So that's my thinking. How well it works? Well, we'll find out. It's still a bit experimental, but that's the idea, basically. Okay, where did the idea come from? The idea didn't come from nowhere. Some time ago, like 3 years or something, there actually was a popular Newgrounds game, and I know Newgrounds is still around, I'm surprised too, called Friday Night Funkin', which was basically the same DDR style of Newgrounds characters doing little rap battles against each other. It wasn't anything special, but it was very popular, and it's basically a playable Newgrounds cartoon. That's the appeal of it. And I thought this is very interesting because while Friday Night Funkin' uses this to basically be, as I said, a playable Newgrounds cartoon and a shitpost you can play, basically, I thought it would be a good idea there's potential here to use this for storytelling in general, not just for haha funny. And the second thing I found appealing about it is the concept of facing off against all kinds of zany characters one after another. I thought this concept has a lot of potential as well. So my process, I work in Godot, mostly because I'm not a programmer. Godot has a proprietary scripting language called GDScript, which is like Python, but even easier. It's basically programming for dummies, which is convenient because I'm a dummy. It was very easy to pick up. Like once I learned the API, it was smooth sailing from there, basically. And I can show you now a little bit about what I've cooked up. A demo. Let's start here. Let's start with the visual novel parts. An animated cutscene at first. It's not the start of the narrative, but, just so you get the vibe.
Hello, are you for hire?
Why, yes, I am. My name's Rondo. Rondo the Great, and I'm... Hey, you're the local cleric's brat, aren't you?
I am indeed the daughter of Lumera's priest. My name's Carol. You see, I'm on a personal quest and need some additional travel protection.
Ah, and you chose me for my dashing looks and imposing stature. Of course.
I'm asking you because you look inconspicuous. I don't want anyone to think what we're doing is important.
Oh, great.
If you're up to the challenge, then come. I'll explain more on the way.
Right, so here we have the story menu. It's little preview images. The story cutscenes, the text cutscenes look like this.
All right. First, you'll need a weapon to protect us.
Awesome. You have a sword? Missy, that's a loot.
But it can be much more than that with a little magic of mine.
All right, you're a cleric like your father, huh? So how's this gonna work?
It's simple, really. First off, repeat after me.
And then we get into a stage. I'll just show off a little more.
Ready, set, go!
Just so you get the concept. And if you miss, it's basically like this. Yeah. Just a little health bar down there. Okay, so that's the basic concept. Can show you a different... Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Can show you a different vibe as well. Stage with a different vibe would be this, where it's a little more adversarial. It's mostly fighting, usually. This was just the introduction. Okay, yeah. So you get the idea, basically. Then there's a different gameplay style as well that's a little more complicated and a little more original.
Ready, set, go!
Where you basically have to catch the notes with the circle here. You have to fill the energy bar on the side, which fills when you hit a note and depletes when you miss a note. Yeah, that's the basic concept. What's the meaning of the story? What am I doing here? What's the purpose of all of this, right? So, the thing about a story and artworks in general is that you can communicate something you can't really put into words, like explicitly. It's the advantage of it. So it would be kind of dumb of me to try to put it into words explicitly right now. But to show that I'm not just making things up and that there's actually a point to this, the meaning of Clash of Melodies is the same meaning as the stories, which on the surface may not have much in common, but I'll just say, if you know, you know. And if you don't, play my game. Okay, now for the release schedule, I'm fairly far into the demo. I actually am planning to release the demo this weekend, depending on if my music guy, because I'm doing all the programming and the art myself, but I have one guy who does the music because I'm really not a musician. It's good to have somebody to work with. It depends on whether or not he finishes one more song, or when he finishes one more song. He tries to finish it this weekend, but I don't know. And then I'm planning to release it in 3 different chapters, basically, so I actually have funding for the game, because right now I'm making chapter 1 basically on nothing, on my savings, on my own time. Yeah, marketing will be done once the demo is out. I'm planning to make a Steam page and accumulate wish lists, and then hopefully maybe a publisher, I don't know yet, but yeah, my focus right now was to finish the demo first. The different chapters will be like episodes in a show, where each chapter has a beginning, middle, and end of a story, but there's also an overarching story between the 3 chapters. And that is basically it. Thank you. Any questions?
Can we have the first slide again?
The first slide. This one.
Yeah.
Anything else? Yes?
How long does it take you to animate one of these cutscenes?
I mean, depends. The cutscene I just showed you didn't have that much movement, so took 2-3 weeks. The other cutscene has a lot more movement. That took a bit longer. Yeah, I mean, it really just depends on how I'm vibing, really.
Do you have any fixed number how many cutscenes there are per chapter?
Well, because Chapter 1 has no funding, I am planning on having one animated cutscene at the... Well, 2 more animated cutscene in total, and then some of... You know how in the text cutscene I show you, an image phased in? I'm planning, instead of having... animated cutscenes in every place where I want them, have, drawings that basically communicate what's happening in a more sophisticated way. But yeah, 2 more animated cutscenes for Chapter 1, basically. Yeah? You were asking something?
A cool concept, first of all. And the second thing is because it's a big topic for me at the moment with all the AI voiceover shit and so on. Are you working with voice actors? Do you know people that... Because the voices were pretty good.
The guy is voiced by a friend of mine. All the little extras are also voiced by friends of mine. And for the girl, I got a professional voice actor. Okay. She was originally also voiced by a friend of mine, the one who does the singing voice. But she thought she's not that great of a voice actress and told me I should probably get a professional for the project proper. So there was a proof of concept before that I made that had her voice in it, but, she didn't like it, so I thought, if she doesn't like it, I'll just hire some. But if you make a cool project, voice actors are willing to work for a pretty low price, so that's nice. Yeah?
Have you considered trying generating the cutscenes?
You mean with AI?
Yes.
Well, the thing with AI, I have thought about if AI can be useful for what I'm trying to do, but the problem is always consistent aesthetics. Keeping the aesthetics consistent without, doing everything manually, it's very difficult, even if you work with other people. Hold on, I can show you something right here. Here, so the internet's pseudonyms of me and the guy I'm working with. I also have friends that occasionally help with stuff, like with backgrounds and, little things like that. And even then, it's difficult to keep the aesthetics coherent. Yeah. So AI, I haven't really found a use for it. All right. Yeah?
How do you deal with difficulty in terms of the rhythm game part? Because the thing with rhythm games is there's a very stark contrast between musical oriented people and people who struggle with that kind of rhythm stuff.
I found that out last week when I was exhibiting the game at PopCon, where I got a bunch of playtesters. As a result, I can show you this too. There's the normal mode for the story, which is going to be reasonably difficult for, people who don't play rhythm games and laughably easy for people who play rhythm games. And then I already had something called focused mode, where you can play the stages without distractions for high score, but I now converted them to a hard mode that are significantly more difficult and basically for rhythm game people to have fun. And, they basically just have, instead of all the animations, they have a little pencil drawing as the background and no distractions and, then information in numbers down there. So that's how I deal with difficulty, now that I am aware of it. Because at first I didn't think of that at all. Yeah. Anything else? All right. Thank you.